Okay, last time, yesterday, what I was discussing, it was encoder. Encoder, as I said, you can convert large number of bit into small number of bit. So information you can send in the compact form. So this is actually using the concept called compression. Okay. So here I am compressing the information into smaller bits. So one example I took 8 to 3 line decoder yesterday. So this diagram, this logic circuit we derived for the 8 to 3 line encoder. So you see here in the expression for x, y, z, you have in each expression 4 terms are there. So 4 input OR gate I am using here. So you see, if you compare the encoder and decoder, both are the device that will form a communication system. So at one end you will compress the information, at another end after transmission you will again decompress. Okay. So combinedly you can use encoder and decoder in the communication. So this will form an efficient communication system. So you see here in the encoder we are using only OR gate. In the decoder we used AND gate. Okay, so you need to remember in the AND gate, in the decoder we were using AND gate, and each AND gate was actually generating the min terms. Okay, here we are using OR gate. And the one important thing I told you last time, that every time input line, if suppose you have 8 input lines, only one line can be high, one line can be active, and correspond to that line it will generate one code. Okay, so corresponding to the one input line high, it will generate a code. For example, I said if suppose D4 is high, it will show 100 in the output. It will generate 100. If suppose D5 is high, it will generate 101. But now I am going to tell you another case. If suppose multiple lines are high, then how encoder will respond? How encoder will respond if more than one lines are high? More than one line are high, then what will you do? So we will design another encoder that is called priority encoder. This is another special type of encoder where I am assuming that more than 2 input lines are high at a time. So the question is how this encoder will respond. If suppose more than one input are high, then how this encoder will respond. So this is the priority encoder. As name indicate, it will include priority function. Okay, so you will decide the precedence or priority of the input lines. You will decide the priority of the input lines. Based on the priority, highest priority will take precedence, and rest it will ignore. Okay, so definition I am writing here: a priority encoder is an encoder circuit. It is a special encoder that includes priority function. In this encode, if 2 or more input lines are equal to 1 simultaneously, the input with highest priority will take precedence. Okay, so equal to 1 I am taking here. If suppose I am taking an active high assumption, if suppose you are taking active low, so the case will be reverse. The case will be reverse. Okay, so here the logic circuit, your encoder will respond based on the priority. So you will assign priority for each input. For each input, you will assign priority. For example, if there is a queue in the ticket window, if suppose any person who is in the ministry, so the ticket counter person will give preference to that person. Okay, so the ticket counter person will stop the queue and it will ask to come the VIP person to come forward and take the ticket first. So based on the priority, the circuit will respond. Yes? Any doubt? Is there any question? Is there any question? So today I am going to tell you about the special encoder that is called priority encoder, how to design the priority encoder. So listen carefully, some concept you have to be very much clear. So based on the preference, see here I am showing you the truth table of the priority encoder. So this is the priority encoder I am showing you here. It is actually 4 to 2 line encoder. It is a 4 to 2 line encoder. So you see here it is 4 to 2 line encoder, means 4 input. It is 4 to 2 line and priority encoder. So I am showing you the example of 4 to 2 priority line encoder. You can design 8 to 3 line encoder, 8 to 3 priority line encoder, but you please try to understand the concept. What concept I am applying here? Same concept you can use to derive the expression for the large priority encoder. Okay. So what is the concept here? You please try to understand. As it is 4, means 4 input you will take. So here I am taking 4 input D0, D1, D2, D3, and it is 2 line encoder. So I will take 2 input. So sorry, 2 output. So 2 lines are for this 4 to 2 line encoder. But here one additional signal I am adding here. It is again output, but this is an additional signal that will show you the valid output. So this is a control signal. It will generate and that will indicate you the valid output. Valid output. Okay. So what is the concept here? So if suppose in the priority encoder, these are my D0, D1, D2, D3, and this is my X, Y, V. So what is the case you will do here? First case I will take, if suppose all inputs are 0. All inputs are 0. Obviously the output, it is 0 or 1. It doesn't matter to it. Okay. So what I am doing here, because priority encoder, what priority encoder is, one line will be active and other line will be inactive. That case I am considering. But in the truth table we have to show all possible combination. So this is my possible combination. If suppose 0, 0, 0 are there, what this circuit will respond? What this circuit will respond? So what I will assign here? I will assign X as don't care, Y as don't care. Because if and all inputs are high, whether X or Y, whatever be the value of X and Y, I don't care. So how this will indicate me that this is the output that is useful for me. So this is the valid signal. It will give you 0. So if output V is 0, it will indicate that all lines are inactive. All lines are inactive. Okay, so this is the signal that will tell you that this encoder is working as a priority encoder or not. So if your V is 0, that means it will indicate that this priority encoder is in a inactive mode. Okay. Now consider the first case. Suppose this line is high, D0 is high, so I am taking D0 high, D0 is coming and rest are inactive. So rest are inactive, so I am generating 0, 0. I am assigning a code.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Sorry. Yes, tell me.
The numbers are waiting, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. I entered before 15 minutes. So I think 15 minutes are sufficient to enter in the room. The capacity of this Google Meet is 100 and my capacity 100 is not completing. Daily I am think yesterday 62 students were there and today only 90 joined. So it is not completing the capacity, you see. The total students are 165. So I am thinking that most of these students are not taking interest in the subject. So to identify those who are not taking care of this subject, I am planning to take one test online. So in this coming week, I will ask you to give the test. So unit wise, I will tell you to write the test. So based on that, I will identify those who are taking interest or those who are not, those who are unable to understand the subject. So that in this way I can identify. And see, whatever questions I am forwarding to you, it is your duty to complete it. If any doubt, you can ask. Submit. If I am not asking to submit, it is your duty to submit. Okay, I will prepare one assignment room. You submit there. So I will prepare a list who is submitting or who is not submitting. So already I had report. Previous assignment, those who submitted, I already had report. But now this time I will give you the link where you will submit your assignment. Okay. So you please try to understand the concept of the priority encoder. So if you understand the 4-2 line, you can design 8-3 or 16-4, whatever be the priority encoder you can design. But only you have to understand the concept. So you see that I will concentrate on the concept on the 4 lines input and 2 lines output. And rest you see we am for showing that the output is valid. I made this V1. I made this V1. So every time if my output are valid, I am showing this V1. Now concentrate on the X and Y only, and based on the input, I will decide X and Y combination. So the trick is, what will be the combination? The trick is you see the subscript. You see the subscript. It is 0. B0, that means this will generate a combination 0 0. You see. So if B0 is high, my output is 0 0. Now second case, if suppose my D0 is high or low and D1 is high. So here you see the concept of priority I am applying here. That means if D1 is high, if D1 is you can assume that here this is a simple normal citizen. This is normal citizen. This is senior citizen. Suppose there is a queue. So I am giving a preference. So if citizen is there, normal citizen is there. So if all senior citizen is not there, second I am saying if suppose any woman is there, and if suppose any VIP person is there from ministry. So I am giving preference cities. If suppose VIP person is there, so highest priority I will give to VIP, then woman, then senior citizen, and then citizen. Like this I am. Let me change this. Senior citizen and then woman. Okay, so this is the example I am telling to you to understand the concept. So suppose there are 4 type of person available in the queue. So I am deciding a precedence that the higher precedence is to VIP. So this is my precedence I am assuming. So I will give, if suppose in the queue if VIP is there, so I will allow this VIP person first. If a senior citizen is there, then I will prefer this senior citizen as a second priority. Then woman, then normal citizen. Okay. So based on that, I will decide a code. So you see, if your citizen is available, so I am saying by this D0 is by high. So this is showing that my citizen, normal citizen is in the queue. So I will generate a code 0 0. Rest are not present. Rest are not present. So I will give preference to citizen only. Now see, if suppose in a queue, if suppose citizen is also there, woman is also there. So if woman is there, means you see if woman is there and citizen is there or not. So 2 cases are there. It is woman is there, but citizen may be there or may not be there. So both cases I am considering as don't care. Okay, and rest 2 are not there. So I will generate a code. You see D1. So subscript is D1. So I am generating 0 1. I am generating 0 1. So just to remember that what code will generate, you see the subscript. Next is suppose senior citizen is there. So and VIP is not there. So if senior citizen is there, it can ignore citizen and woman. So you see, if senior citizen is available, means D2 is high, and citizen is there or woman is there, it will not take care. So I am taking as don't care, and then I am generating 1 0, means 2 I am generating. Okay. Next case, if VIP is there, so it will ignore all other person. So you see, citizen is there, woman is there, senior citizen is there, I don't care. I will only concentrate on the VIP person. So if it is high, so I will ignore all person and I will generate a code 3. So you see the subscript. So based on the subscript, I am generating the code for the particular input signal. So D3, if it is high, I am generating 1 1. So understand this concept. So in these all 4 cases, these are my valid output. That's why I am making this V equal to high. And for these cases, when all lines are 0, means no one is there. No one is there. So whatever be the X and Y, I don't care. So I will show this. This is a not valid signal. So I will make this V0, V as 0, V as low. Now come to the logic circuit. From the truth table, as I said, in the combination logic circuit design, based on the concept, based on the statement, or based on the information, I will generate a truth table. Means based on the information, I will relate input and output, and I will draw a truth table. So I completed this step. Next step is to design a logic circuit. So I will see the truth table and I will generate a expression. So you see here in the V, for V signal, you see that for 4 cases it is high. So I will take it, because as you see here that in all 4 cases only one signal is high at a time. So I will take it directly. So for this one, your D0 is high. For this one, your D1 is high. For this one, your D2 is high. For this one, D3 is high. So directly you can write expression for V. Okay. Okay, any doubt in this concept? Any doubt in this concept? So you see here diagonally I am showing the preferences, and rest half diagonal, upper half diagonal I am showing 0, and lower half diagonal I am showing don't care. So this truth table, this concept you can apply for the 8 to 3 line encoder, 8 to 3 line priority encoder. Any doubt in this? Any doubt? Now rest to X and Y we will derive from the truth table. So what I will do for this, I will make a combination, make the K map. So as this is a four variable function, so I will draw a K map. So first diagonal I will write, means vertical I will write D0, D1, and horizontal, for horizontal I will write D2, D3. So same thing I will do here. So 2 expression I need to derive, so I will draw 2 K map. So the point you need to take care here is how to draw the K map. You see some cases, don't care cases are there. Some don't care cases are there. So I will add those cases, and I will try to generate the minimum expression. So what will be what will be the expression it will generate? You see, octet is forming. This octet is forming. So corresponding to octet, I will write the one term. See, always we need to concentrate on the one grouping. If any cross, if any don't care case is making a big group, then you consider the cross. You understand what I am saying? If any don't care case, if it is completing your group, then you consider that don't care. Otherwise, you ignore. So I am not taking care of this X. Okay, I am not taking care of this X. I only concentrate on the one only, and I will only concentrate to make the big group. So you see here 2 octets are forming. So based on that, I will write the expression. So this octet, what term will generate? This octet, what term will generate? Tell me. Corresponding to this octet, tell me the term. I already wrote the answer, but you tell me what will be the term for this octet.
D3.
D3, good. And for this,
D2.
D2. Okay, good. Thank you. So this is 1, 1. D3 is changing, or all D0 and D1 is changing, so only D2 will be there. So for this octet, D2, and here you see 0 and 1. D2 is changing, D3 is same. So that's why I am writing D3. So for X, the expression is D2 plus D3. Now come to this K-map. Here again one octet is forming. One octet is forming. And one pair is one quad is forming. One quad is forming. So these two quad and octet, I will write the expression. So you see here again I am not taking care about this X. So what will be the expression for this octet? For this octet, output is your term is your D3, and for this it is, you see that D1 is common and here your D2 is common, but it is 0. So that's why I am writing D1 D2 complement. Any doubt in the expression generation? Any doubt in the expression generation? How I am writing the expression? You see, I am generating the Boolean function, and now I will draw the logic circuit. Based on the expression, I will draw the logic circuit. So you see that what was the my V? V was D1, D2, D3. Is this the expression? Y was, what was Y? It was D3 plus D1, D2 complement. So that I will draw here. So you see the expression one by one. So first I made this Y. First I draw this circuit. So Y is equal to D plus D1, D2 complement. So D2 I made it the complement, and this is my D1. So this AND gate will generate D1, D2 complement. And then I want to add D3, so I will add OR gate. So this will give you the D3 plus D1 plus D2, D3 plus D1, D2 complement. Now come to the X. X, you see it requires D2 and D3. So D2 plus D3. I am adding one more OR gate. Next for V, you see D2, D3 already there. So no need to again draw the OR gate separately. Okay. So that is why I started from the Y and X, because I know that some terms are common. So you see that whatever be the X sum D2 plus D3, it is the part of V. So no need to draw the circuit D2 plus D3 separately for V. Only drag the output of this D2 plus D3 and add in the OR gate. You get my point? What is the important thing is, as a good engineer, we need to take a small hardware. So my trick will be to take the expression in such a manner, if any common part is there, so I can take the output, that partial output, directly to the next function generation. So you see here D2, D3 is common, so that output I am dragging here to generate V. To generate V, I am dragging D2 plus D3. I am not separately drawing another OR gate and generating. Okay. So separate circuit is not required for each output. You can combine it. You can, if any term is common, you can combine the result. Now D1 plus D0. So you will add D1 plus D0 and you will use OR gate. So this is the logic circuit for the 4 to 2 line encoder. 4 to 2 line priority encoder. So only the important thing, you see that as I am saying 4 to 2 line, but I am showing you the 3 output. So here this additional output is for showing the validity of the output. My XY is correct or not, it will show you, it will indicate that my result is valid. Okay. Anything? Any doubt? Any doubt in this logic circuit generation? Okay, now next topic is multiplexer. It is a very simple and interesting topic. Every time in the interview, mostly people ask you to about this multiplexer and the combinational circuit design using multiplexer, yeah, or expansion of the multiplexer. So common people used to ask commonly this about the multiplexer. So this is an interesting topic and it is very simple. So what is multiplexer? A multiplexer is again a combinational circuit. What is combination circuit? A circuit that will respond instantaneously output corresponding to the input. Means after some delay it will give you the output. Whatever be the present input available in the logic circuit, it will respond and it will give you the output instantly. It will not store any result. It will not give you the output based on the past inputs. Okay, so it will only respond to the present input. So that is why it is a combinatorial circuit. It will not include any storage element. So multiplexer is a combinatorial circuit that selects binary information from one of many input lines and direct it to a single output line. So this is the definition of the multiplexer. So multiple lines will be there. You have multiple information at the input, but as you have only one channel, so you need to select which input information you want to send at the output. Okay. So for example, you can take a simple example. If suppose any one tool is there, you have in a lab one tool is there. Okay. So tool is only one and 5 students want to use it. So S0, S1, S2, S3 is, if suppose 4 students are there and they want to use the tool. So S0 want to this tool, S1 is also want to tool, S2 is also want this tool, and S3 is also want this tool. But the condition is this tool can be used by one student at a time. So who will take this tool? Who will decide? So based on, if suppose one teacher is, suppose I am a teacher and I will decide, I will assign this tool to S1, S2, S3. So based on my selection, I will decide S0 will use the tool, S1 will use the tool, or S2 will use the tool, or S3 will use the tool. So based on the teacher decision, the student will use the tool. So same concept I will use here in the multiplexer. So in this, the point is here 2 to the power n input lines will be there. If suppose 2 to the power n input lines are there, that means you need to take n select lines. So you see that how many select lines you require for the particular input lines, you need to decide. So n select lines are required for 2 to the power n inputs. This multiplexer is also called data selector. Okay. So binary information, if you want to send to the one output line, so you will use a data selector or multiplexer. So see this one type of multiplexer. So what is the concept actually? What is the concept actually? If you see the general multiplexer, what I said here, that if suppose you have multiplexer, it has 2 to the power n input. So these are my I0, I1, I2 up to I to the power n, and one output. See, multiplexer will always have as per the definition, it may have one output, let's say y, and for 2 to the power n input you need a select line. So how many select line I need? depends upon the number of input. So number of inputs are 2 to the power n. So I need a select line n select line. So S0, S1, S2, S3 up to Sn. So these are my n select line, and these are my 2 to the power n input line. Output is 1. So what is the name of this multiplexer? The name of the multiplexer will be 2 to the power n is to n. In short, I will write mux. In short, it is mux. So what is the name? If suppose I will say n equal to 3, the name of the mux will be 2 to the power 3 means 8. 8 is to 1 mux. So according to the 2 to the power n and n, you will decide the name of the multiplexer. Okay. So this is a general diagram. This is the general diagram for the multiplexer. So now I will tell you some different type of multiplexer, so that you will understand the concept how to draw the logic circuit of that particular multiplexer, or how you can use that multiplexer to make the combinational circuit. So here I am showing you the 2 to 1 line multiplexer. So as I said, 2 to 1 line means 2 to 1 line means 2 to the power 1 is to 1. 2 to the power 1 is to 1 multiplexer. So that means you required how many line? 1. So here I am showing the one select line, 2 inputs. So you see, if suppose select line is 1, that means it can take 2 binary value, either 0 or 1. So what will be the y? So here you see I am not writing y 0 or 1. I am writing y in terms of input. So what I am actually showing here, if s is 0, this I0 will pass to the 1. Whatever information is here in this point, it will go to the y. Okay, so you see that this term, this I1 is disconnected from the y. Okay. Second case, if suppose my S is 1, now this connection, I1 can use this channel and it will appear at the output y. So same concept I will use to draw the truth table. So you see here what I said, if S is 0, Y0 will appear. So you see here I am writing Y0. Whatever be I0, it will appear at output. So you can see that, so this S actually deciding, see I0 will appear or I1 will appear. So it is actually telling that who will take the output, who will connect with the output. So your input information will appear at the output. So this is my 2:1 mux. Now come to the what is this Boolean expression here. So Boolean expression I will write for output. What is output here is, it is y. Output is y. And you see, what will you write? You have to write the expression in terms of s and input. Inputs are your I and s. So what will be the expression for y? It will be, you see, it is I0. For first expression you see here, it is I0. So I0 will pass if s is 0. So that means if s is s complement. Plus second case is if I1 is true and s is 1. So this is the expression for the 2:1. So you see here, if s is 0, so this term is automatically it will be 0. If s is 0, this term will automatically 0. So I0 will appear at the output because s complement is 1. So y will automatically, it will be y equal to 0. If s equal to 0, y will automatically I is equal to 0. And if you check, if s is 1, you put 1 in the equation. If s is 1, so this is 1 complement means 0. So this term will be 0 this time, and y will equal to I1. So you see here, the both case you can see, you can check here in the expression, put s equal to 0 at 1 first, or put s equal to 1, you will get y equal to I0 or y equal to I1. Now come to the circuit. So I will draw the circuit. You see here, this is SOP form. So one by one I will implement the term using the gate. So you see that it requires I0. So in the first term, first AND gate, I will connect the input I0, and second is your S complement. So S complement means you need an inverter. Second term, it requires I1. So I am giving input I1, and second is your S. So I will connect this S. And both term are connected with the plus, so I will connect with the OR gate. So you see, simple. This is AND or implementation. This is AND or implementation, simple. Okay. So I0, I1, it will travel here. So this is the push to one multiplexer. You get my point? What is push to one multiplexer? Everyone understand? Now come to the 4:1 multiplexer. 4:1 multiplexer means 2 to the power 2 is to 1. So how many lines you require? N is equal to 2 here. So in this case, you require 2 select lines. So I am showing you here the block diagram of the mux. You see the wedge shape is used generally. Wedge shape. Wedge shape is used to represent the mux. Wedge shape is used to represent mux. Okay, so here I am drawing a mux wedge shape. So here I am showing 2 select line S0 and S1. So S0 is my LSB, S1 is MSB. And 4 input lines I am representing as I0, I1, I2, I3 and 1 output Y. So you see the truth table here. So this time I have 2 select lines, so I am writing S0 and S1. So 2 select line means 4 combination. 2 select line means 4 combination. Based on 4 combination, I will decide the which input will appear at the output. So you see that for 0-0 combination, I decided I0 will appear. For 0-1, I decided I1 will appear at the output. For 1-0, I2 will appear. For 1-1, I3 will appear. So based on this concept, I decide which input will appear at the output at a time. Here comes the select line. So what is the expression for this? Tell me the expression. If suppose you understand the concept I told you for 2:1. Take the combination one by one and write the term. Help me in writing the expression. Help me in writing the expression. Tell me first term will be. First term is correspond to I0. Tell me what will be the expression for this Y?
S1 bar, S0 bar.
Yes. Here S0 is complement 0. So I will write S0 complement, and S1 is also 0. So I will write S1 complement. Next term I will write correspond to I1. So what will be the term? S0 is 1, so I will write S0. S1 is 0, so I will write S1 complement. So you understand, if any variable is 0, so you will write its complement. Correspond to the third combination, your S1 is 1, S0 is complement. So I am writing complement. So this is the expression. So this is the expression for 4:1. Okay. So now derive the logic circuit from this expression. So 4 terms are there. So how many AND gate you required? You required 4 AND gate. 3 input, 4 AND gate. Means each AND gate will have 3 inputs. So this is very simple. But when I will ask you to implement the circuit, combination circuit, then you will feel that this is the difficulty. Anyways, I will try to tell you each and everything. So this I drawn here. So this line is shorted, you ignore. All lines are individual. So one line I will set for input. And next line it is corresponding to S0 and S1. So what I will do? To draw the diagram neatly, what I will do? I will use the vertical and horizontal line. So I will extend it. So this will help you to draw the circuit for any further blocks. I will tell you ROM, RAM, PLA, PROM. So if you know how to draw the circuit in a simple way, so I am showing you here the what you will do instead of writing S0 S1 here. So what you will do? You will draw vertical. You will draw vertical line. Sorry, I will draw again. See, you start with the vertical lines. As I need S0 and S1 complement also, so I will generate S0 and S1 first. So you draw the vertical line. So to draw the circuit neatly, you follow these steps. So you generate S0 and S1 complement and true signal. Okay, and draw the horizontal lines for connection. So you require 2 lines for one gate, 2 lines for second gate, 2 lines for third gate. The 4 gates are there. So if you are drawing like this, you will never do the mistake. If you have colored pen, you please use the colored pen. So things will be clear to you. I0, I1, I2, I3. Now, for first term I had S1, S0, S1, both 0. So I will show the connection here. Show the connection with the, just you connect through the dot. Next is your S1 is 0 and it is 1. S0 is 1. So you will connect this, show this dot at the S0 line. So this is my S0 complement line. It is my S1 complement line. So you need to take care while making the connection. So this is my S1 is 1. It is 0, 1, 1. Okay. So this is the logic circuit for the 4:1 multiplexer. Sometimes multiplexers are available with enable. See, if suppose you are building a big circuit, sometimes you don't need that some sub modules. So many modules are there. In a big module, some modules are there, and sometimes you don't want to use sub modules regularly. So what you can do to save the power, you can make it inactive. So the important thing is to make it inactive for a particular time. You will use a enable signal. So here I am showing you the multiplexer with enable. With enable. So one additional signal I am adding here. I am saying it is my enable. So this is the circuit that is I am saying it is with enable. So see the truth table. See, concept is same. Only the point is whenever E is high, then this circuit will act then this circuit will be active. If E is low, then this circuit will be inactive. So that I included in the truth table. You see, for one E equal to 1, the truth table is same. I already told you. But for if your E is 0, output will be 0. You see, no input will appear at the output. Whatever be the select line is there. So I am writing the don't care. And E is 0. If E is 0, it will not see select lines. It is I am showing you don't care. Output will always 0. So this case I included here. If you expand this XX, then you will get the full truth table. No doubt. So what is truth table? It is a representation, tabular representation of all possible input combination and the output. Okay, and their corresponding output. So here you see, instead of 8 combination, I am showing you 5 combination only. But actually it is 8 combination. Why? If you expand it, it is a compressed truth table. This truth table is compressed because I am not showing 8 combination here. I am showing only 5. So how it is? If I want to show the truth table, full truth table, so you need to expand it. Means you need to write XX as 0, 0, 0. You need to write XX as 0, 1. You need to write XX as 1, 0. You need to write XX as 1, 1. So you see, if you expand this XX, you see, I made this 0 XX XX 0. It is a compact form. So this corresponds to this. If you expand it, it will correspond to like this. So you see what I did here. I take the don't care cases as a 0, 1. So 4 possible cases are there. So correspond to that, you will have 4 possible combination. But the output is same, only the output depends on the E. That's why I am looking at E only. I am looking at it, I am deciding the Y. So no need to see S0 and S1. That's why I combined and I wrote once only. You get it what I am saying? This is a compact truth table. If you see that any signal is actually controlling the output, so no need to show the other output, so you can ignore. So what will be the difference in the circuit if I am including the enable? If I am including the enable, what will be the difference? What will you do in the circuit? Additional thing. Only the thing you have to do here is, suppose you are using an enable signal, as your AND gate, the output is decided based on the E. So you will short or AND gate with the E. So if E is 0, you see, simultaneously or AND gate will not respond. It will give you the 0. Okay, if E is 0, so whatever I0, I1, I2, I3, S0, S1, it doesn't matter to AND gates, it will always give you the 0. So Y will be 0. If E is high, then it will see what is S0, what is S1, what is I0. Okay, then it will decide the output Y based on the input lines and the select lines. So this is the difference in the circuit of 4:1 multiplexer without enable, with enable. Any doubt? Any doubt in this explanation? Any doubt in this explanation? So all whatever we learned today, 2:1, 4:1, 8:1, I wrote here. But if you want to write that expression for 2:1, 2 to the power n is to 1 mux, this is a generalized formula here. You see, it is a generalized formula. It is, I am writing in again here. It is k equal to 0, and it is vary from k equal to 0 to 2 to the power n minus 1. M is the select line. I am writing in subscript k, I k. So based on that, you will write the min terms. You will expand it, so you will write like this. Okay. So if you you will write m actually representing the min term. So if you want to expand it, so it will be m0 plus I0, m1 I1 plus dash dash. This is a general thing I am telling you. 2 to the power n minus 1 I 2 to the power n minus 1. Okay. So this is a general formula for the multiplexer. What is M0? Based on the select lines, you will represent the M0. So you just only concentrate on the 0, the subscript, and you write the decimal equivalent into the binary information. Depending upon the number of select lines, you can write the binary equivalent. So implementation of Boolean function using multiplexer, I will tell you tomorrow. So just to try to revise the multiplexer, what is multiplexer and what are the 2:1, 4:1, 8:1 multiplexer. You please learn and try to implement as a homework. I am giving you homework. Implement and get basic gates you already know. So I am asking you to draw the use multiplexer as AND gate, NOT gate, XOR gate. So do this exercise, AND gate, NOT gate, XOR gate, and you discuss with me tomorrow. So big combinational logic circuit we will learn how to implement the big function using multiplexer. Before that, you try to find out how to draw the AND circuit using multiplexer. So these are the small questions that people ask in interview. If you understand how to use this, so you will definitely you will understand the concept of the multiplexer. And not XOR. Okay, so you use the multiplexer whatever you think that you can use 2:1, 4:1. You come out with the answer and discuss with me tomorrow. This is all for today. Thank you for joining me. If you have any doubt, you can